How to start vegetable seedlings using the Pro Hex seed starting tray. Hey everybody, I thought I'd share this thing I found at my local Home Depot, Pro Hex professional seed starting tray. It has 4 pieces, 4 spaces for 72 new seedlings, the bottom tray which holds the water, and 2 of these 36 cell hexagon shaped little pods that I put a potting mix in for seed starters. Actually, I tried it a couple of years ago. It didn't work too well, so I'm going to try it one more time before I go back to my regular soil mix that I make. And I put it in water overnight last night. It is now the beginning of February in Central Florida, and our temperatures are about mid-50s. So I thought I'd start now, and here's a picture of the seed starting potting mix by Miracle-Gro. And here's the other 36 cells that I will start another set of seedlings in 2 to 4 weeks, depending on how this goes. And of course you drop that into the water. I might use a different potting soil mix for the next seedlings, and that will probably absorb the water a little bit better. As you can see, the hexagon shape is the reason why I purchased this particular setup, because it's supposed to allow the roots to go straight down instead of twisting around. Here is the clear cover that goes over it. I found my popsicle sticks were too high, so later on I broke a part of it on the bottom in order to somewhat seal it down so that the moisture condensation will stay inside of it and sort of water itself later on. So you can see I made my I tend to forget to remember what type of seeds I planted. So I'm going to grow 2 rows of Detroit beets, some ruby beets, and let's see what else I have here: radish, cilantro, and sweet basil. This is the first time I'm growing radishes. It's supposed to be a simple thing to grow. I actually put some in my container gardens, but I'm going to try and use it in this particular system. What I normally do is I take my little popsicle sticks, I make 2 little indents on somewhat of the side of each little pod so I can drop the seeds in it. But the soil is so dry, you can see it's coming off on the stick. Normally when the soil is damp, it doesn't come off on the stick, and so it's kind of a messy process that I was going through. I still ended up putting soil up on the top of the to top off each cell so that it was completely covered, and you'll see that in a little bit. I planted all of the seedlings and pushed them down a little bit, and then I sprayed more water on it, and then I topped it again with more soil. It seems like this particular system is, I'm just still trying to figure it out, but it takes a little bit more time than how I normally do my seeds in my leftover, when I buy plants from one of the places. I don't need to add more seed potting soil on the top, and the water usually absorbs from the bottom. So what I'm doing now is I'm just spraying the top so that I don't flood the water on the top of it or dislodge the seeds. And I give it a good soaking. Do that for about 30 to 60 seconds so I can get more of the water on the new soil, which was totally dry from the bag, on the top there. Now, just to recap, this particular system, according to the box and the shape of the hexagon, it's supposed to allow the roots to hit the sides of the plastic pod, there you can see it, and then go downwards. Somehow that is, when you have a hexagon shape versus a square or a circle shape, it's supposed to go downwards, which is supposed to allow it to make it easier for transplanting. Directions say to put some seed starting mix. You could use whatever you want, because I've found success in both. Well, actually not so much this one, but in my regular seed soil mix. Then you plant it according to the directions, And when you first see the sprouts coming up, you can open the dome a little bit so you can get more air in there. And when all the seeds have sprouted, remove the dome and place in a sunny location. And after the first true leaves, which is 2 to 3 leaves, then you go ahead and thin it out. As you saw, I made the 2 little holes and I only put 2 seeds per, so that makes it a little bit easier for me to thin out the plants before I remove it. And then it says to gently pop out the individual plants from the cells and dig a hole and transplant it. I'm doing all container gardening now for my vegetables, so I have a variety of containers. If they are root plants, I will have a deeper container for that. So I'm going to put the plastic cover on, and I'm getting some morning sun. It says don't put it in direct sun, but I needed it to get warm, and it only has sun for about an hour or so in the morning. It doesn't seal completely on, so you want to keep it away from the animals. And I have it in an enclosed patio, so I don't have to worry about deer trying to get to it or some dog trying to dig it up or something like that. And that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching.